What's going on, everybody? It's Jay Coffee Talk. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Take a quick moment if you're new to the channel. Hit that thumbs up, like, that subscribe, and that notification bell. Make sure to get up in the comments. Want to hear what everyone thinks about this. But let's get right into this. It just hit the news recently that Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo are having a reunion, some kind of tour going on in September in Australia and New Zealand. So it's kind of, gets me thinking. As we know, the state of G-Unit Records, G-Unit is a group, whatever, is all kind of inactive. And, it's just kind of looking like G-Unit is all but dead once again. As we know, they fell off and went inactive once before, before the reunion back in 2013 or 2014, whenever that was. But why, this gets me really thinking is because 50 Cent is kind of, what do people say? He's referred to himself as a cancer. People call him petty. We just know 50 is always on something. He's always got something to say. And 50 just don't seem like the kind of guy that if you're around him or you're dealing with him or anything like that, he's not going to, be cool with you dealing with someone else that he has the least bit of an issue with, or you know what I mean, like not even an all the way issue, just I don't know, he just don't like, I don't know, he don't like a hat they wore once or something. He'd be like, yo, I don't want you rocking with him, you know what I mean? I don't know. Get in the comments and let me know if you feel what I'm saying on that. But what's going on is, we know, what was it, about a year and a half ago or so, Lloyd Banks, it was announced through Instagram that 50 was saying, yo, Lloyd Banks is leaving G-Unit, Blue Hefner Records, he's starting his own thing, he's got a mixtape coming, all that. And a lot of people just read into it the same thing that I kind of did. It seemed like Fifth was halfway trolling there, kind of being petty, kind of trying to be sarcastic. I don't know, maybe not, maybe he really wished him the best, I don't know. But regardless, it seems like Lloyd Banks is done with music. I've covered that a little bit on my channel before. And sidebar before I move on about all this G-Unit 50 Cent stuff, Lloyd Banks, like the fans, the hip-hop heads and everything, I don't know if you guys agree with me, like, we're just really missing out when Lloyd Banks does not put music out. The man is so nice on the mic, and for him to not be active, not putting out music, it's a big L for hip-hop and in the culture, and in hip-hop as an art form and all that, if you ask me. But at the time that 50 Cent announced that Lloyd Banks was gone, officially gone off G-Unit, it all kind of seemed to stem from a year or two prior to that, when the picture came out where Banks and Game, were off in Dubai together. They ran into each other, took a picture together, and 50 Cent, shared his thoughts on it, that he wasn't happy about it, basically. He brought up Lodi Mack, who was killed in the beef with Jimmy Henchman, who was Game's manager. And then, there's the issue that Games and Fifth have had together, which is just seemed to go on forever. But then I guess, I don't know, it seems like they bumped into each other a couple times since then, and everything was good. But I don't know, man. I still feel like Fifth ain't really feeling Game, you know what I mean? But ever since that day, it seemed like 50 and Lloyd Banks kind of drifted apart. And, when he announced he was gone, it didn't really surprise nobody. Now, we know, I just got to throw out there, it has nothing to do with the Yayo Banks situation. But as far as G-Unit falling back apart, like I said, we know we've been seeing what's going on between Young Buck and 50. 50 has went in on Buck numerous times. It don't seem like he's going to slow down by any means or none of that. So just throwing that back out there as far as when I'm talking about the state of G-Unit. But getting back to this now, like I said, we know Banks is gone. Buck's gone, like I just said. Who's really Kid who came over when they had the reunion back in 2013 or 14? He's been gone. The only person really, on the label other than 50 is Tony Yayo. And we already know Yayo was never really active as far as the music, even after his legal situation came out. Like, to this day, has Yayo only put out one album, his Thoughts of a Predicate Felon? Is that it? Like, I'm not researching it right now, but get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. But he's always just been kind of known as Descent's flunky, his hype man, you know, his sidekick. People have always referred to him in that kind of, you know, that kind of light. Like, that's just how people look at Yayo, that Yayo was never gonna leave his side. But brings me back to when, you know, the early split, when they went inactive, you know, back before the 13 or 14 reunion. He even kind of made some comments about Yayo, but I don't know, Yayo still kind of, in my opinion, seems to be 50's sidekick. But with these two reuniting, that really gets me thinking, like, why would Yayo do this? Is Yayo hurting for a paycheck? Because I don't think it would be in his best interest to work with Banks. You know what I'm saying? If 50 ain't really feeling Banks. So for Yayo to do this, he must just be hurting. As we know, 50 Cent, the music doesn't really even seem like a priority to him anymore. You know what I mean? So I don't know. To see this, he's risking Fifth possibly, you know, getting on that petty trolling stuff like, man, if you're not good with me, or if I'm not good with him, why are you rocking with him type thing. And I don't know, man. I think Yayo's just hard up, because being 50's sidekick, we don't know what it really paid, like what 50 gives him on an allowance, or what do they call that, a per diem? I don't know, whatever he's getting. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, what do you guys make of this, that they're reuniting? Yayo and Banks for this New Zealand Australian September tour. What do you guys make of all this? Just throwing all these scenarios out there. Want to hear what you guys got to say. It's J Coffee Talk. Tapping in the comments about the State of G Unit, Banks and Yayo, Buck, Game, all this stuff. What do you guys think? Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. It's J Coffee Talk. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.